What you see is just imagination of thoughts. The unmanifest manifests itself in images and thoughts. You are not real. You are not reality. You are an image of thoughts. Thoughts make up something, and that is the whole universe created by thoughts. You are not real. Your children are only thoughts. Your husband, the neighbors, the family, your body, it is only manifested thoughts. In a book you read thoughts about a story, and it is manifested thoughts by the writer of the book. The book is manifested, and what is happening in it, it is the image of the writer, and you are the image of the creator of images. It is manifestation in thoughts. You are not real. Nothing is real. And it can go on forever because it is not real. The writer can write billions of books because they are not real. He can go on forever. And that is manifestation. It is imagination. There is no incarnation. It is creation of the thoughts of the creator. Like the painting is the image of the painter, and the poem is the image of the poet, and the creation is the image of the creator. And it all happens in your mind. You are that great thinker that thinks all this. Don't believe in reality because it is not real. You think so. That's why it seems so real. Because thoughts seem to be real. But you cannot take a thought and put it away and take another thought out of the cupboard and put it there and carry it with you, because it is not a thing. It is a mind idea. It's image. You are not real. The only thing real is invisible. That which is not knowable makes up a story for joy, because it is possible to make up stories. If you like stories, you make up stories, and when you rest, you stop making stories. It's not real. You are not a reality with that form and all the stories and the what is happening, the adventures, all image of thoughts. That's your freedom, that's your peace. There is no incarnation. It's all imagination. The heart wants to be free, and the mind wants to know it is free. So it will never be. Knowing is not free. Knowing of something. Then there is an object. All that is imagination. So, nothing's but particular to be known, because it is all imagination. Every single aspect is imagination. There's no difference in imagination. There can be difference in what is imagined. That makes us a prisoner of our own imagination. You find an object and you go and try to understand, work with it, and then you lost your freedom, you see? Because you are stuck in your imagination. There is one thing, one being that knows all this. That's your freedom. Freedom is knowing without the mind, knowing without the thoughts, knowing without an object to know. That's real knowing. There's no you. All the rest is imagination. Whatever is you is imagination. That's freedom. If there is a problem, that problem is there for you, a separated entity you think you are. And you can, to overcome that, you don't have to work with the problem, but work with the one who thinks it has the problem. So when there is something the matter, you cannot do anything about it, then just say, I am. Then there is this transformation or reconnection. There is no more connection with the one thinking to have the problem, but there is this real you that is the witness of the one playing separated person having a problem. So you don't need to know to do something about the problem. You just take a step back and look at it. Who has the problem? Then the problem is not gone, but the person thinking to have the problem is gone. And when there's no person having a problem, then where is the problem? It takes guts to think like that, because the person is convinced that it is real and it has a big problem. But it is not true, it's imagination. It's just coming up to show you what you are. That you are not that incarnation, that person with the problem. That's what is going on. That's why things appear. They just are imagined to make you realize they are not real. That you are real and not the one you think you are and in trouble or in joy. That doesn't matter what the person is thinking, because the person is not real. So because there are joyful moments, You are stuck in the person. The person wants more moments like that. It continues to be in a person expecting joyful moments. And when there is some trouble, it starts wah, because then it's complaining and it doesn't think of the fact, is this real? It just thinks, oh, I'm a victim, I need to have, there's no one helping me. But finally, truth comes through. Not that you are not the one having the joy, but you are not the one having the problem neither. You are the witness of all that, and then you see, oh, it was just imagination. There was no separated person over there. All those moving bodies over the earth, they are all my own imagination. And I am not incarnated in those forms. Not even the one that I think I am. The me. I am this, I am that, I need this, I need that, I want this, I want that. It's all imagination to show that you are not that imagination. You are not that person. You are the one beingness, the real being that is making this up. Not to find out in the imagined things what is going on there, then it keeps you busy for ages and ages. No, it's not that what is important. It is important to see you are the one imagining it. And immediately you are the freedom of all that mind stuff. You are not even the body. Not the mind, not the body. That's all imagination. The body was the tool for the mind. The mind was thinking things and the body had to work it out. The mind said, go, I want to go there, and the body followed. It moved. So you are neither the mind nor the body. You are that. First you are the witness at a distance, and then there is nothing more that appears. There's no form anymore, because you are not a form. You are unformed intelligence. You are possibility. You are there's the possibility to make up things, or there is the possibility to keep quiet in the silence, in the formlessness. And there is the utmost bliss of being. Try it out, you will know. You will know it by experiencing it, not with the mind and the thoughts. They cannot enter that formlessness. You can enter it because you are it. And you entered in a form to find that out, that you are formless, not the forms that you made up. Has nothing to do with you. Just let it be. It will finish itself. If you put the current out of the wind vane, then it keeps on turning for a while. And then, because there's no power, it stops. So if you don't give yourself the power to be incarnated in this form, it will continue, but there is no power anymore, no input, so it will stop. That's the freedom you are longing for, for yourself. Joy, 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 but real joy, bliss. The heart wants to be free, and the mind wants to know what is free. So that will never be, because wanting is never free. It's all in the mind. The heart wants to be free and the mind wants to know about the freedom. It's all in the mind. It is just imagination. There is no incarnation. It is all thoughts. It's all in the mind. What we want, what we don't want, because it is the I that is not a reality. So what can there be real when the I is not real itself? I want and I need and I like. It's a separation. It's the imagination of the reality that has no name. That is not an I. The reality has no form. It has no body form. It has no mind form, no thought forms, no wantings, no wanting to be free. It is not attached. That is freedom, because it has nothing. As long as you have something, you are not free. Even if you only have yourself as I am here, I am this, I want freedom, it's not free. All that is after that being is lost in imprisonment. It is attached. All that comes out of this formless being is attachment. And that's what makes us try to find freedom. The heart wants to be free, and it doesn't know it is free. And the mind wants to know what it is, what freedom is. It will never know, because mind wants, and what is wanted is never free. So do nothing, be nothing, and that's freedom. Your real, true self, what you are, has no mind. What you are has no mind structure. Isn't that the ultimate freedom? No thoughts, no knowing, nothing of yours is it's present, it is not there. Nothing that points to you as a person is faded away, like the wave up and down. Where is the wave? It was all the time the ocean. It just moved. Did the wave move itself? Of course not. Could you ever see a wave moving away from the ocean, over the shore, over the beach, and then coming back? That's the same with you. You could never move yourself if it were not from the reality that made it appear like that. It seemed that you were the one moving. It never happened. You had never a mind, a single thought. It was not there. It's just imagination of your own true real being, which has no mind structure. That's where you long for that ultimate freedom and bliss. It's not frightening. It's frightening for the mind. the wave that is coming out of the ocean and moving over the beach, and thinks it is itself going left and right and up and down and moving here and there, and the ocean calls it back. The wave could be afraid, but it was all the time the ocean. It only was an imagination, but it never left the ocean, and you never left yourself. It was an imagined fantasy. Call it a dream or a story or imagination. You were never out of yourself. You were never lost. You thought so. And now the thoughts are back in the ocean of the self. Blessed you are. This is what God is telling us, to come home and to trust Him. Trust God. Trust that real self in you. It will never harm you. It will only bless you with the most happy experience of that self that you are. That's God. That's the self. God was always home, and He went out in His own imagination and was thinking to go here and do that, and then came back. He called Himself back. You never existed. It was always that God being, that real self that you are. That self is never moving. It never went away. It was just thoughts, but the thoughts are not yours. There is no thought in you. That's your blessed freedom. You know what? As every single thing only happens in the mind, it is only there in thoughts. Every single thing that exists is only in thoughts. So what does it matter what those thoughts are thinking? It's fantasy. It doesn't matter a bit to the reality, because reality is not thinking. Reality is not in the mind, in the thoughts. That's the play of the mind to understand it is empty of mind. So whatever appears in the mind, it's not your doing anyway. So it doesn't matter, but you cannot help it. What appears, appears. It doesn't matter because it is not a reality. And another thing, the more you realize you are not that thought, that makes you approach the reality that you are, the God being, then the actions and the thoughts that arise will adjust themselves to that God energy. Because if you know you are God and you are not the thoughts, then you will never go and harm anybody. So it doesn't matter what thoughts you have, because they are not real and they will not harm neither you nor another. Instead, they will lift the energy of others, because still you live in a body and there are others. Although all is appearing in the mind, but you see yourself and you see others, and whatever thoughts arise, they will adjust themselves to that consciousness in you, your awareness, and the God in you makes Himself knowable and realizes the being in you. So there will be only good things coming out of you. And you are happy, and that is coming out by radiation, by streaming good vibrations. It's not your doing, because when you thought you were a separated person, your only thing was to get the best of it for the person. That the person needs that. If the person is good, there is no more person. So the person needs to fill up its own needs. But now that you know you are God, there are no needs anymore, and still they are filled up. Everything comes towards you by non-effort. It's amazing what God is doing. He is the most wise, loving, caring being. And that's what we all are, but we forgot. And slowly coming back home. Happy, happy, happy. I just realize when someone is with you in the room or whatever, you know him or her, you know someone, he's there and you are here and you can talk and walk and do things, but then he's there separated. But when he dies or she dies, she's inside of you. Do you understand? The form doesn't matter. That's an outer body. That's an instrument. But the energy of the one in that instrument is in you, and your energy in your instrument is in you. And everyone's energy who is in their instrument is in you, because this instrument drops away, and then what remains is the energy which is timeless and placeless. You cannot miss anybody. I remember a man that I admired so much. He was so wise and he was so in surrender to the God, and he was dying of cancer. And he said, once I am on my journey, I will still be closer to you. When he was in his body, face to face with me talking, he was different. He was the other. And when he died, he got out of that body, this surroundings of him, this embodiment. When he got out of that, he was freed of that form. And then he was so close to me that I even feel it now. He is there where I am. Because when I am out of this body, I am there where he is. That's already now. It doesn't, it's totally not interesting if it's a body or not in a body, because when you talk to someone and he has a blue colored pullover, and he goes away and he comes back and he has a green colored pullover, is he different? No, of course not. And when he takes off the pullover and he has just a small shirt, is he then different? No, it's just about energy. It's the in being that's important. It's about the one, the energy, the consciousness, and that's when you agree, then you can. That's the same. When he's nice and you are nice, there are no two. There are no two bodies. There's just one friendly love. That's what he said. Once I am on my journey, I will be even closer to you, because I loved him, and he was dying, and I felt so bad at that time. It's 1996 it happened, and that's 27 years ago or something like that. Wow. But he is really now inside. It doesn't matter if you have a blue skirt or a red or a body or not. There's only consciousness, and that's shared. That is one in everyone. And when there's no more form in it, it is empty. It is awareness, and the awareness is love itself. Only love exists. You cannot miss anybody, because everybody is energy. It's consciousness. There's only consciousness in forms, and when the forms drop away, consciousness doesn't drop away. What do I say? There is an input in the wall, electricity, and you put a thing in it to make the lamp burn. I don't know the word. This plug. Yeah, there is an input in the wall, and you put a plug in it, and the lamp is burning, giving light. You pull out the plug, and the lamp is not burning. But the energy didn't change. You know what I mean to say? When there is a body over the energy in you, and the body drops away, the energy doesn't change. Like you have a blue skirt or a red skirt, you don't change. It's not about the forms. It's about the being the beingness. We all are beingness. And that makes us one. Bodies are separated and different, but the inner life is one. That's why you can never miss anybody. They are even closer to you when they have no body that distracts. I know. When I think of my mother, I feel her deeply in me. My father, my mother, my guru, my friend, all the ones that are past, they didn't pass. They didn't go anywhere. Only the body around it dropped away. So you can never miss anybody, because the body isn't. You cannot miss a pullover when you have a red one and the next day a blue one. You don't miss the pullover. You are the same one wearing it. So you cannot miss the body of your friend, because in you and in the friend it's the same energy. It's life. In life you cannot miss anything, and in life there exists no death.
We are so rich. Rich, rich, rich. Oh, it is already morning. It's nighttime, but it's past midnight, so that's the time. That's why, because I have the video is a little bit different from daytime, but that's all outer form, doesn't matter. You know the energy in me and the energy in you. No difference at all. That's the one life. You can feel it. Nothing is missing. Nowhere. Nice flowers coming out. It's January. And the Buddha is waiting, sitting here. And I am sitting here, sitting in the night, having joy and feeling bliss. I feel so much bliss. That is no wisdom, it is blissdom. I wish you a lot of blissdom. You and me and all, every form. There is no difference. It's just the bliss of the blessed life that we live. In the outer form, who cares? Who cares about a blue pullover or a red pullover, or a gray hair, or blonde or black or curly, or black skin or white skin or red skin? It is just outer, it's a tool. And the inner is so close, there cannot be a distance in the inner being. It seems so because we look different. The outer side is different, and then we think we are different. No. We are just one and the same being, and that is God. We search for God. Well, there is nowhere where God is not. And God is love, and love is knowing the self. The Satchitananda. Sat is to be, and Chit is to know. And then there's this bliss, Ananda. When you know what you are, there is bliss. And there is no different in bliss. It's an ocean of bliss. The waves look different, and they go and they come up and they drop, but it's all the same blissful ocean. And that's what all of us are, because we are only one. Outer forms many, in inner forms one. One. Life gets so fun, beautiful, and blissful. Offer it to the God in you, and you will not know what happens. He will lift you up to the greatest blissful state of you can handle. And that's what you have inside, I have inside. There's no difference at all. One ocean of bliss.
Yes, one thing leads to the other. I was thinking about them when you love someone and they are gone, you feel miserable, and then you get used to that, but you come to understand that the love is not gone. Only the form is not appearing anymore, but that the love in you is still there. And the presence of the other could be even stronger, because it has nothing to do with the body. And then you come to realize that you still feel the love that you had for this body, this other form, and the body is no more, but the love isn't gone. And then you think, it was his love for me and my love for him or her. Then you thought it was a possession. And when the other form left, you thought the love went away with that form. But there is no owner in love. So the love that you feel is not from the other. And the love that you feel is not yours. Love will never have an owner. That's because it's love. Love is not from someone and not from another. Love is the ocean of love. And if there is wind and the waves come up, would that be stronger love? Of course not. And if there is no wind at all and no waves, would there be no love? No, of course not. You see what I mean to say? The sky is love. If there are clouds in it and you thought the clouds were love, then the love would disappear when the clouds would not be there. Just an example. But that's what we do with people. When we see someone, oh, I love him, and he's gone, is the love gone? If you think it was only there, yeah, then it's gone. Then that was not a real love, that was attachment and possession. But you come to know that the love remains. And it is not his or yours or hers. It is nobody's. It is all encompassing, or what you say, embodiment of love we are. The bodies can fall away and the love does not disappear because it is not ours. Love is God. God is love. Means God means love. Love means God. When we search for God, that means we need love. And we search it and think we find it in another person. And when the person is mean to us, the love is disappearing. So that's attachment, that's ego, that's selfishness. But real love, it's whatever is. It is this understanding, bliss, love. This is being God, to be love and not to have love. You cannot possess something that is free, but you can feel the bliss of experiencing it and spreading it. It's going on. It does not go from here to there. It is over, all over. But we think we give it to someone and we receive it, and when we don't get it, we feel bad. That's, I said already, that's attachment. God is love. He allows. God is the form of love that allows life to be lived as it is lived, and we can understand what we are, even if we have bad experiences. We can see the love in that because it is showing that love that you are. Blessed we are. Every single thing is God's play. He plays with you to get you out of that idea that you are you. because everything is He, everything is God. Everything is He, every step is His, every look, every speech, every act is His. So what does that make you? It makes you nobody. But when you are nobody, you are God. God, because God is the formless entity, the formless, eternal bliss that's making up forms, and in the forms He is traveling back home. First He goes away and then He returns, and when He is going away, there is this idea that the one who is leaving God is a separated person. It is not separated. Although it is leaving, it is still God, that form. And it is all only in His mind, in His idea. So now that you and I are here in this form, we are only the part of the play of God. It gives you the ultimate freedom. And freedom is full of bliss. Because you thought you were separated and lonely. And now you know and realize it was just an idea, a dream of God. God dreamt Himself away from Him. And then He woke up in that dream. And then He returned home, full of bliss. And that's what's in you now taking place. You are that God. And you woke up from being a human person, and you woke up from that dream of the self that you always were. Always the self, the God. Nothing more to do. This is it. Oh my goodness, what a travel. Be blessed to realize your true self, the God. Be blessed. Always remember, you live in God, not in the world. The world is God. Everything is God. And when God says, everything is He. Every look is He. Every speech is He. Every act is He. And you feel good. What does that mean? Every act is God and you feel good. So your actions are good. And you feel good and God is pleased. And that's the feeling you have when you realize what you are. That it is God in you. God is acting. And you feel good about it. So simple. That makes you happy.